Hello, my name is the Michigan Mayor, and today I'm going to upload my first video on my first series. And I'm playing Supreme Ruler 2030, and we're going to play as Michigan. So we're going to click on here, the sandbox, and if we go to the bottom of the list, we're going to pick Shattered World, and we're going to play as Michigan. So I went into the games and I added a file, or I added a line in one of the files, and I changed us to be a communist nation. So we're a liberal communist government of Michigan. And we are going to liberate the world. So the world has collapsed. January 1st, 2030. The billionaire overlords have taken over. So now I'm going to go through all my settings and explain why each one is set this way. So military difficulty is going to be very hard because it doesn't give the AI any advantages. It just makes them smarter. Economic and diplomatic difficulty I'm going to keep as normal so that me and the AI all have the same playing fields. Resources I'll put down to depleted. Just put more stress on the nations. Initial funds I'm going to set to low so that everyone starts out with no money. Random events will be high because some of them are funny, and I think a lot of them have to do with the whole pandemic deal thing. Global AI stance, I'm going to keep this as aggressive so we get lots of wars. And that's the same with down here, the voluntarily. It's going to be very high. AI speed advantages and everything is going to be no. Nobody has any advantages. There's going to be no scheduled game end. It's going to end when I'm done. When I take everybody over. We're going to try to take the world over as quick as I can. Let's see how that goes. Allied victories will be off. There's no reason. Nobody's allied to each other in the beginning of this game. And I believe all the nations are on lockdown with strict regulations. So we're going to save the world from this mess that is created. We're going to start with debt. We'll work to pay off of our debt. And this way we can also maybe help other nations who are in debt. Or something. Yeah, anyways, we're going to start with debt. Critical internal opinion is going to stay on. This way the nations get upset when you declare war on the neighbors. To piss them off. The infection level is going to be very high because I want to see how that system works. We're going to try to research a lot of health technologies. Approval effects will stay high, but nuclear weapon penalties will be low. I want to encourage these AI nations to use nuclear weapons, which I'm allowing here. The units eliminate when region falls. It's going to be off for now until we build up a big army, and then we can turn it on. So we're not going to need all the units. At first we will, though. Start game without units? No, we want everyone to start with units. Unit trades arrive instantly. We'll turn this on. We're not going to do it, but if other nations do, I want their units to get to them. We're not going to limit domestic approval or military approval, so no. We want the governments to change. We're going to turn off the fog of war so we can check out the world and see all the different wars that are going on. That'll be fun. Turn off enhanced spotting and enhanced ranges. We'll just have the normal units, whatever their capabilities are. We're going to keep disable unit banking off because it doesn't work. The units get stuck shake back and forth. Doesn't work out. Colonies are going to keep their military complexes. We won't release any colonies. We're just going to take land. When you release a colony, it sucks your population out of your main state. So you'll end up with like a couple thousand people. That's no good. So, but if the AI releases colonies, we want them to have barracks to keep us on. But we won't take any, we're taking land. Loyalty penalties to supply is going to be on, because we're going to build most of our things in Michigan. We're going to turn off electricity sales. No, we're going to keep that on. We'll keep it. Electricity sales on. Third-party relation effects is going to stay on. It's the same as the critical opinion from here. Just makes it even worse. This way, nations that don't have anything to do with either of you are going to be pissed off and you declare war on anybody. The weather system is going to be off. It'll make the game run faster. We don't want Sphere of Influence off. Battle of the Atlantic off. We don't care. Fixed capitals. No. We want the capitals to move around and come back and pop back up and stuff. Use rail transport? No. We're going to have all of our units just have normal be on the ground. I don't want them switching back and forth between the train and the units. Just keep them as the units, the icons. The sanction system on. This is the new system they added, and it's really awesome. It makes the game a lot better. Harder. Everyone, more war. Merchant marine system on. We want that. You have to build ships in order to transport units. So that's more realistic. And that's the settings. Yep. Go back over them. Check out, see. Yep. And we're gonna start the game. So now we're gonna go over the settings in the game through these department menu buttons. The first one we're going to do is, see here, it says government, communism, population 9,664,958, and we have $5 billion. We have open immigration. We're going to let everyone in. We're going to close the borders for emigration. We don't want these people moving out and joining other nations' armies. And we're going to allow refugees. So refugees are allowed in. We're going to click the cabinet minister priorities and click isolationism. This way, hundreds of countries won't offer a bunch of stupid deals that I don't want to deal with. We're going to have a self-sufficient economy, so we don't care about doing any kind of deals. And that's it for this. Oh yeah. For the infection viral spread deal, infection details, we're not going to have any mask mandates. We're not going to have any lockdown mandates, and we're not going to have any vaccine mandates. Fuck all that bullshit. We don't need it. And that's it for this minister's screen here. The next screen is the finance minister screen. So here we're going to go ahead and lock social spending, lock taxes, and lock bonds, because we want to control all of these menus ourselves. Yeah, there's no priorities we need to click here either. So I open taxes and we remove low income taxes. People don't need to pay income taxes for low income. What that number is I'm not sure. But high income, crank it up to 65%. Same with corporate, same with sales tax. Small business tax will just be normal taxes in the middle. That way I encourage growth. But when we take over other countries, we're taxing the corporations until they leave. Unemployment tax, nothing. We don't tax workers. We don't tax labor. No property tax. If you own it, you own it. There's no taxes on it. Pension tax, none. We don't tax old people. You work your whole life, if you retire, no taxes. I think that's what these mean. Anyway, zero tax, 150% sales tax, 32% small business, 65% corporate, 65% high income, zero low income. Now, the next thing is our social spending screen. Healthcare will be in the middle. Eventually, we'll have that. Healthcare is all the way up. Education all the way up. Infrastructure all the way up. Environment, family subsidy, law, culture, I'm going to have all locked in the middle. Social assistance, if you start off as zero, but I'll move it around kind of through the game. Our people are going to be doing so good that they're not going to need any of this. Because they're saving all this money on taxes. Then they'll be self-sufficient so they can buy everything in state. Okay, so I think that's this whole screen here. Next screen is the industry screen. I don't have to do anything with the AI, but I do want to build one coal mine right here, just south of Battle Creek. That'll be smart. Okay, the next menu is research. I'm going to take the AI here, AI minister. We're going to lock him from everything, so he can't do anything. We're going to put research efficiency spending on high, project development spending on high. The two things we're going to research first is microfluidic advances. Throw that up there. And then we're going to research AI deep reasoning. Both of these increase research efficiency. This way, we can research faster. And that's it, I think. Yeah. So now the military guy. We're going to lock him from spending, lock him from garrisons. We're going to turn up the salaries for now, because we need to hire a lot of soldiers to fill all these garrisons in Michigan. That way, if we get invaded, we got some defense. And that's it. If we put it on any of these custom cabinet priorities, he's going to put hot spots all over the map. And we don't want those right now. We're going to control everything by hand. Which leads us to the next screen, command department. And we can see that we have 9 light infantry units. Right? But more importantly, we need to set this global role of engagement. Rules of engagement. Okay, we want our speed the fastest. We want to blitzkrieg everybody. The normal route is going to be cautious route. The initiative is going to be high. They're going to avoid contact. They're going to not take any losses, and they'll go back to the barracks to repair and heal. We're going to lock the minister from control so he can't actually do anything. until I tell him, until I unlock it and let him control. And then we'll click all three of these buttons on the bottom 2 times each. This applies to current units, this applies to future units, and this applies to current and future. This only applies to default and future. Either way, just I click all of these. And over here, I click the initiative with my military, Air Force, and Navy up to high. Okay, and that's this screen here. The next step for my setup is I'm going to open options. No, not options. Let's see. I'm trying to change my flag. I know I can. Where's that button to change my flag? Well, I'll figure it out later. In my next step, I'll figure it out in my first episode. We'll change our flag, we'll rename our nation, and then we will prepare to invade Ohio. Okay, I'm the Michigan Mayor, and I will see you in my next video.